Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of HALINA'T MATH-TUTO sa Dasmariñas North National High School TV. I'm your teacher lecturer today, Mr. Gian Carlos Alfego, teaching polynomial function. In this lesson, we will illustrate polynomial function and understand, describe, and interpret the graphs of polynomial functions. Let us define what is a polynomial function. A polynomial function is defined by x, which is equal to a sub n times x raised to n plus a sub n minus 1 times x raised to n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2 times x raised to n minus 2 plus a sub 1 times x plus a sub 0, where a sub 0, a sub 1, a sub n minus 1, and a sub n are real numbers called coefficients. A sub n times x raised to n is the leading term, and a sub 0 is the constant term. Remember that a sub n is not equal to 0, and n must be a non-negative integer. From the definition, we can imply that in each polynomial function, there is no negative exponent, no variable under radical sign, and no variable in the denominator. By that, we can determine if the equation is a polynomial function or not. Now, let's determine if the following is a polynomial function or not. Number 1. F of x is equal to 2 minus x plus 3x squared minus 4x raised to 4. Since the equation is not in order, let's change it first to its standard form. Therefore, the standard form is equal to negative 4x raised to 4 plus 3x squared minus x plus 2. And as you can see, the equation is a polynomial function because it has no negative exponent, no variable inside the radical sign, and no variable in the denominator. How about number 2? G of x is equal to 3x squared minus 4x plus 1 minus x raised to negative 1. Is it a polynomial function or not? The answer is no, because there is a negative exponent. Number 3. H of x equals 5x raised to 7 plus 2x cubed minus x. Is it a polynomial function or not? The answer is yes. It is a polynomial function. Next, f of x is equal to 5x plus 3. Is it a polynomial function or not? The answer is yes. It is another polynomial function. And lastly, g of x is equal to quantity 3x squared plus 2x quantity raised to 2. Is it a polynomial function or not? The answer is yes. It is also a polynomial function. Now, let's proceed to the parts of the polynomial function. Those are degree of the polynomial, the leading term, leading coefficient, and constant. Let's try to understand these parts with this example. The degree of polynomial is the largest exponent n in the equation. And as you can see, the largest exponent is 4. Therefore, the degree of the polynomial is 4. Next, leading term. Leading term is the term with the highest exponent, and that is negative 4x raised to 4. Next, leading coefficient is the numerical coefficient of the leading term. Since the leading term is negative 4x raised to 4, the leading coefficient is negative 4. And lastly, constant, the term which do not have a variable, and that is 2. Now, let's proceed to the graph of polynomial function. To clearly understand the graph of polynomial function, the following tables are shown. The graph of the polynomial function eventually rises or falls. In particular, if the function has a degree which is odd and whose leading coefficient is positive, the graph falls to the left and rises to the right. But if the function whose degree is odd but the leading coefficient is negative, the graph rises to the left and falls to the right. Another, this type applies to functions whose degree is even and leading coefficient is positive. Therefore, the graph rises both to the left and to the right. However, this type applies to functions whose degree is even and whose leading coefficient is negative. The graph falls both to the left and to the right. Let's try it with f of x equals negative 4x raised to 4 plus 3x squared minus x plus 2. Since the degree is 4, which is even, and the leading coefficient is a negative, therefore, this equation falls into type 4, which says this type applies to function whose degree is even and whose leading coefficient is negative. Therefore, the graph falls both to the left and to the right. And that's it. I hope you learned something in this lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe in our YouTube channel so you will be updated in the latest uploads in HALINA'T MATH-TUTO sa Dasmariñas North National High School TV. Thanks!